to Costa Rica in what is a vital World Cup qualifier. There is work to be done and maybe changes to be made. This is how the hex table would look if things finished as they are here at the moment. Remember, there are other games due to take place in this group as well today, but the United States there would be in third place, but under pressure if Honduras can come up with a result against Trinidad and Tobago a little later on. Mexico are more or less there with those 14 points. Now then, Taylor Twellman, what does Bruce Arena do? Does he have to bring on Clint Dempsey straight away?
Well, he warmed up at halftime, left the field at halftime and went into the locker room early, so you would assume that Clint Dempsey's going to come into this game fairly quickly. I just felt the energy and the assertiveness of getting forward quicker wasn't there. While you want to be patient in possession, I agree with that, but only to a certain extent. Costa Rica looked very comfortable other than a few moments in that first half. I think the first 5-10 minutes here, the United States, particularly that man, Josie Altidore, need to get forward and need to get forward often.
Jordan Morris is another possibility for the USA, the man who scored the vital last gasp winner to win the Gold Cup final a few weeks ago against Jamaica. Watches synchronized. The next 45 minutes vital for the US. Still not happy. I think we have a technology problem. And away we go. US in the white shirts here. And Bradley. I wonder what Bruce Arena said at halftime, what tactical tweaks he has made. Free kick to the US. Zusi to take it.
Look at that, 3 to 4 yards right in front of Keylor Navas. Behind Borges, that is the spot. The United States have to get a runner on that near post. If Zusi can hit that spot, anything can happen.
Just like you said, there have been a lot of US goals from set pieces in recent games.
I'm not sure what's going on here because the referee's having a discussion with both captains. Michael Bradley's asking for some urgency here from the referee.
Taking an eternity anyway to take this free kick that might be in the US's favour. Zusi on the near post, Cameron, and then deflected behind for the corner. US looking to change the mood with a fast start to the second.
What is he doing right? I mean, this is frustrating not only for the Americans, but also for the Costa Ricans.
Yes, if there's pushing and shoving, he doesn't like it, give a penalty. Get on with the game. Ream! Oh, with a big chance to atone with the header. Well, what a story that would have been had he done that on his return to New York.
It's a great ball in from Graham Zusi. Tim Ream might have gotten away with a two-hand push on the back of Brian Ruiz right here. Is immediately after the play, the Costa Ricans were upset. But no whistle blown. Great opportunity for Tim Ream on that corner. Remember, in July, Ian, in that Gold Cup semifinal, this is the role where Clint Dempsey came in and he changed the game because of his ability to play between the lines and to unlock this defense of Costa Rica. I'm not sure how much longer Bruce Arena can wait.
As it is, he's giving the 11 who started a chance to even the score, as it were. Oviedo trying to make some progress, but illegally down that side. What was Bruce Arena's message? Quickly, here's Julie.
Well, Ian, the message from Bruce Arena at halftime was we have to win our 50-50 battles, get more crosses in, we have to move the ball quicker. We were too slow in the first half.
Thanks a lot. Rainier has had a great game so far. Villafaña with the challenge. Remember, the USA have to go to Honduras on Tuesday, which is an intimidating venue, hot, humid, difficult surface, and a noisy partisan crowd. Bruce Arena knows that, which is why he needs something from this game tonight. Release to Guzman, who found the out ball he was looking for Oviedo. It's half cleared by Villafaña, just about did the job. Left back has been a bit of a problem position for the US since DeMarcus Beasley stopped filling the role regularly. He still is in the squad, by the way. Could go to a 5th World Cup. Now then, here's Bobby Wood. Great challenge by Borges. He thinks he won the ball cleanly. It looked like he did too, but the free kick's been given. Altidor's arguing with the Costa Rican midfield player.
I think he has a good argument here because Bobby Wood's coming the other way. That's no foul. I think the Costa Ricans are 100% spot on to be upset with that one.
Yeah, I think he took the ball cleanly there.
He did.
Referee's given it though. One or two worried faces among the American outlaws and the other fan groups here who follow the US so fervently. Bradley to chip this one forward. Down to Nagbe! Miscue. He's only scored once for the United States so far, Darlington Nagbe.
Well, and we've seen this in their time at Toronto. Well, Michael Bradley will try to spread out everyone on top of the 18 and look for a one-on-one with Josie Altidore. But the second balls that Bruce Arena is talking about at halftime, Darlington Nagbe needs to be the focal point of that. He's got to look for knockdowns. He's got to look for recoveries. And that only comes from pushing the tempo and that back four, pushing the midfield of the United States further up the field.
Johnson, they need him to come into the game in a more significant way after a quiet first half. Another free kick given here. Costa Ricans arguing over every blade of grass and decision. Bradley to chip this forward again. Something a little bit cleverer than that, you sense, to unlock this defence. Guzman got caught in possession. It comes through to Navas. They've kept him pretty well covered up. Keylor Navas, the goalkeeper, so admired by Zinedine Zidane, the Real Madrid coach. The USA, when trailing at the halfway point in World Cup qualifiers, just 1 win, 31 defeats, 5 draws. The only win was against Panama in October 2013. Bolaños. Borges was arriving. Question of how long Bolaños might last. He only plays the home games for Vancouver Whitecaps towards the end of his distinguished career.
No way. Well, there's one thing that's been very evident. The 8 minutes of this second half is the referee has literally blown his whistle for everything. Where's the foul? Ian, you tell me if that's a foul. Am I overreacting?
Didn't look like one, I must say. Bobby Wood looks a bit dumbfounded. He's been in good form for Hamburg with a couple of goals in the opening matches at the Bundesliga. The USA must not allow themselves to get frustrated or sidetracked. It's what Costa Rica want, to break the rhythm of the game, make it hard for their opponents to build any kind of momentum. Cameron Nice long ball. It's one for Fabian Johnson to chase, but he's outspeeded by Gamboa. Johnson was right back, remember, for the US at the last World Cup in Brazil and played a starring role. Bradley breaks it up. Look at those challenges. Meaty ones. Costa Rica absolutely determined to hold on to what they have. And what they have currently is 3 points. If they can keep it this way. Altidore. It's Pulisic. Now Nagbe. Look at the covering back there. That was Johnny Acosta who got across. Has been full of clever little passes, dropping deep. Away goes Gamboa again. Ruiz with the crossfield ball.
Just an absolute clinic being put on right now by Costa Rica.
Oviedo, stick past Susi very easily. Cuts it back, and Arabia couldn't quite direct it goalwards. But there again is the threat of Costa Rica.
Game management, spacing, taking your time, using possession, getting the defense of the United States frustrated, getting numbers forward. Just an absolute clinic on the road in a World Cup qualifier being put on right now by Costa Rica.
They've certainly been the bosses so far. Now they have a corner kick as well. Way to the near post. That was deliberate as well. They were looking for that little flick on the near post. It's come back to Bolaños again. Off Zusi. This time he stands it up, and this time it's grabbed by Tim Howard, who's looking to get Bobby Wood away against those two central defenders. Acosta tried to pull him back. On goes Wood. On and on, but couldn't get his shot away.
Yeah, but I think you need more of that from the United States. It shouldn't have to come from your goalkeeper having to hit a side volley 65, 70 yards to get Bobby Wood in behind the 3 center backs of Costa Rica. There's got to be more urgency from the United States trying to get forward and opening up that space.
This game going on in an almost fever pitch atmosphere at the moment. Big
good as that.
Costa Rican contingent. Wood to play it across. Altidore! Couldn't quite reach it. Lovely ball in.
And Altidore was offside, but I love this from Christian Pulisic. And I think if the United States are going to get back in this one, that is where Christian Pulisic needs to be. It looked like that ball from Pulisic to Bobby Wood was offside. But I think at some point here, if and when Clint Dempsey comes into the game, where does Pulisic end up? I think you got to get him on the ball, maybe bring him in the middle, maybe Nagbe goes wide, Fabian Johnson comes off. But either way, you've got to get your better attacking players on the ball more, and that's number 10, Christian Pulisic.
See if he does something like that. I have to think outside the box a little bit here. Guzman to Urania. Look at Ruiz breaking in behind there. Villafania misses out to Borges. Deflected, but safely into the arms of Tim Howard. Bradley to help it on. This is a seething atmosphere now. This game is being played in.
But see, right there's a perfect example of what I'm talking about, Ian. Darlington Nagbe draws the foul, but that's what Costa Rica wants to do. They want to slow the game down. So when you get in these spots, this ball's played to Darlington Nagbe. Can he flick it out wide to get Zusi going the other way? Right now, Costa Rica is just quicker, smarter, particularly on second balls, recoveries, and immediate pressure. The United States have to break that pressure a lot quicker than they are now.
Credit to this man, Oscar Ramirez, the coach, who took over after Paulo Wanchop had got into a fight with a fan and lost the job. Good play again by Guzman, getting the better of Pulisic in there. Gamboa held back by Altidore, who was lucky not to be booked for that. He should have been, really, frankly. Gamboa's going to stay down. He's going to try and eat up some time. but Altidore took him out there, and usually that's yellow.
And he's sitting on a yellow.
Yep, would be banned for the Honduras game. One of 6 players in the squad for the US, but really that is the least of their concerns right here. Honduras have the lead in their game as well against Trinidad and Tobago. Lopez with that, and Honduras can, if things stay the way they are, move level with points in the hex with the US. And remember, US go away to Honduras on Tuesday. So this isn't a good night so far, but there's still time from an American point of view. Nagbe, Altidore, Fabian Johnson. Oh, Villafaña, that looked painful.
But Gimbo has been spot on tonight, Ian. He's been spot on. Sloppy ball from Fabian Johnson, I would agree with that, but these reactions, these recoveries, it's been Costa Rica's night. And you talked about Gimbo is not even playing at the club level. He's loving the opportunity tonight to play for Costa Rica. He's been up to the task.
He's Wood. Even Ruiz is joining in the midfield workload. Oviedo to bring it forward again. Bolaños deflected behind. It'll be a corner kick, I think that, yep. How soon before we see Clint Dempsey, whose next goal will put him out on his own as the US's all-time record scorer.
See, what's been a huge problem tonight for the United States, Ian, is you're playing 4 in the back. But Costa Rica's only playing 1 center forward. So much of the game has been dealt with 4 of your defenders dealing with 1 forward that's not a true number 9. They just haven't been up to the task of trying to deal with Costa Rica and how they deal with that organized chaos going forward, numbers flying forward. I think if Dempsey comes on, maybe go to 3 in the back. There's no reason for the United States to have 4 defenders against 1 Marco Urena.
See if that change is made. Marie, a bit of the blood around, and might have to come off to deal with that urgently as this corner kick comes in. Urena was looking to knock it on the near post, and the goal kick is the decision. And he's just having to change shirts here, Tim Ream. I don't think the United States defence, or even maybe Tim Howard as well, will enjoy looking back at that Costa Rican goal again. Urena had an awful lot to do, and he did it. Oh, this is paid in behind from Ruiz, who came from the wrong side of Villafaña. You worried for a moment there a little too. Johnson, who's looked off the pace really from the word go, hasn't had a lot of game time just lately, and I'm afraid to say that is showing. Bradley. It's Bradley again. Nagbe. Red shirts funneling back. The attack is still alive. Johnson to play it in. Pulisic challenged. Out it comes to Michael Bradley. And then Altidore on the turn. He couldn't keep it down. Still hasn't got a goal in this hex, Josie Altidore.
No, but what a penetrating run from Darlington Nagbe, and that opens up the game for finally to see Fabian Johnson in the final third. I came into tonight talking about so much of the success of the United States against Costa Rica falls on the partnership of Bobby Wood and Josie Altidore tonight, and I think other than the first 10 to 12 minutes, it's been too stagnant from both of them up front. They've often been in the same spot. One hasn't dropped off the shoulder. The other one hasn't been vertical in getting in behind. It's been a frustrating night for the United States, particularly in the final third.
Situation, you would say, crying out for the nous, craft and experience of a proven goal scorer like Clint Dempsey.
I'm shocked. 63rd minute, and Clint Dempsey is still not in this game.
Sunday, September the 10th, 9 days' time, right here on ESPN. We'll have Columbus Crew against Sporting Kansas City, 1 o'clock Eastern for that one. Major League Soccer presented by Audi and streaming live on the ESPN app as well. Villafaña. Cameron doesn't really get it away. There's a composed, battle-hardened look about Costa Rica. Slump of the shoulders from Pulisic after he'd lost that ball. Bradley will keep believing, though. He's found a great ball for Altidore, but he's run into trouble there. Well, there might be all kinds of questions asked if Costa Rica do pull off the win here. The choice of the venue, the decision about Dempsey, even if he is 34 and will be 35 by the time of the World Cup. It's well played by Calvo this time. Costa Rica, who beat Uruguay 3-1 and Italy 1-0, drew with England 0-0, beat Greece on penalties and only went out in the quarter-final. Now at last, 65th minute, on comes Clint Dempsey. Is he the man to rescue this? And it's going to be Villafaña who comes off, so maybe they're going to take up your idea.
Well, I have absolutely no problem with this whatsoever, because you then move Fabian Johnson to play that left side. He's going to be more attack-minded. Clint Dempsey's coming on immediately, having a conversation with Bobby Wood and Christian Pulisic. I think Clint Dempsey's instructions are very simple. Bobby's going to play wide left. Josie's going to be up front. And Clint, go find the game. Exactly the way you did in the Gold Cup semifinal. Coming off the bench, play between the lines, create, do whatever you can to get the United States off the schneid here.
Let's see what develops as a result of that. Free kick will be given right on the edge of the box. And this is exactly where Dempsey scored from in that semi-final of the Gold Cup against Costa Rica, almost hitting it under the wall, as I recall, or just to the side of it. Painful one for Pulisic. They've literally marked him tonight. And it is going to be Dempsey who stands on the brink of history. Of course, forearmed is forewarned as far as Costa Rica are concerned.
Well, and remember, in Arlington, Texas, he went under the wall on that near post. You know Keylor Navas has done his homework on this. But this is also the same spot in San Jose, California, where he went up over the wall, over the goalkeeper on that back post.
Some things are written in the stars. It will be Clint Dempsey. US fans holding their breath. Into the wall. Bradley keeps it alive and deflected. Fantastic save from Navas after Pulisic's effort was deflected his way. Brilliant from the goalkeeper. Calvo gets it away. Zusi can't get his volley. Hacked away by Guzman. A quarter of the game remaining. The US still one down. They haven't lost two home qualifiers in a single cycle since 1958, in the bad old days when the US never qualified for the World Cup, or hardly ever. Dempsey with his first involvement in the pattern of play. Pulisic. Always clearance. Back to Johnson. Invention required. Inspiration. Maybe Nagby can provide something. Zusi this time. Look at all those red shirts. Wouldn't fall for Wood. Half-hearted appeals for a penalty. Nothing doing. Fantastic save, though, a moment or two ago from Keylor Navas of Real Madrid.
Well, and he's an absolute legend from the 2014 World Cup. And to think of all those David De Gea rumors of coming to Real Madrid, and how Keylor Navas has gone through all of that and still been up for the save. This is one of the more difficult saves and better saves you'll ever see coming off that deflection. Absolute big time from Keylor Navas.
Extra defender's going to be brought on as well, and a very experienced one too in the Michael Umania. He's down there waiting to come on. We'll see what happens. It's not happening yet.
But that's a direct reaction to Clint Dempsey coming on the field, because Costa Rica's back line is under real pressure at the front four from the United States.
This is better from the US. They're winning more ball, breaking Costa Rica's rhythm a little more.
Yeah, but it raises the question, doesn't it, Ian? Why does it have to take 68, 69 minutes to get to this level of urgency?
There's a lot of talk about this being must-win beforehand. I think at the moment Bruce Arena would probably bite off your hand for a point. Defeat doesn't put the US out of the reckoning. What it does do is make things mighty difficult from this point on. Johnson looking for the 1-2. Borges couldn't control it. Gamboa, 1 or 2 hurried clearances coming from that defense, and the ball keeps on coming back now. The US just winding up the pressure bit by bit. He's going to run on as news comes in that Honduras now lead 2-0 against Trinidad and Tobago. Elise with the goal. It looks like they're on the way to the 3 points, which would take them on to 8 level with the USA. Mexico playing Panama as well tonight. It's going to be Bolaños who makes way, so off comes a midfield player or wide man. And there's going to be another change too with Salvatierra, who played in the first game against the USA, replacing Gamboa. That'll be like for like. Right wing back. Maybe the feeling is that Gamboa, with so little game time for his club, probably hasn't got 90 minutes in his legs. He's played well though. Worried faces, particularly the man in the middle there. I think will be repeated in a few living rooms across the country. Under 20 minutes for the USA to rescue this. Then just too many red shirts there to weave a pattern through. Here's Nagby. Threaded that through the eye of the needle. Now Clint Dempsey. In his 40th World Cup qualifier. Dempsey scored 18 times in those previous games. Altidore, good turn. Wood, Altidore, lovely move so far. Yet again, the last and vital touch was from a Costa Rican defender. What fine representatives they are of their scenic island of just under 5 million people.
Well, when Dempsey came on, and he wanted Bobby Wood wide left, but over the last 3 or 4 minutes, it's actually been this guy. Josie Altidore with Bobby Wood playing more central off of Clint Dempsey. Josie playing almost as a target winger, causing some real issues for Costa Rica here. And where that comes into play is that ball from Graham Zusi or Pulisic on the right side. Now you get one of your better finishes off of crosses coming in late in Josie Altidore here.
is Cameron. Altidore still lurking wide left. Green to Fabian Johnson of Borussia Mönchengladbach. Nothing doing that time between him and Altidore on that side. Well played by Reen that time. He'd read it, cut it out well. Bradley. Nappy made something out of nothing, really, because that was drilled at him a bit. And there is a free kick, central, and 30 yards out. Probably too far from which to try your luck about someone as good as Navas.
Well, we saw this spot earlier where Michael Bradley wants to clip it to Josie Altidore on the near side of your screen. Dempsey's on this side. Pulisic, keep an eye on that second ball.
What can Bradley cook up here? Chipped in behind. They want the penalty kick. Appeals going on. Dempsey, Bruce Arena, but it's a goal kick.
Well, and this is one of these referee decisions. Does he have them? But Ian, how often does this doesn't get called?
Not a penalty for me, that.
Me neither.
6 of one, half a dozen of the other between Burgess and Dempsey. In the face of Dempsey, I think, was a bit of a giveaway. Oh, that's a loose one from Fabian Johnson. On Sunday, we've got the Netherlands playing their World Cup qualifier against Bulgaria and in vital need of the points. 11:50 a.m. Eastern on ESPN2. For that one, streaming live on the ESPN app as well. Here's Pulisic. Easily robbed by Oviedo, tracking back. Pulisic appeals, but in vain. Groans around the stadium, but not from the Costa Rican fans, and plenty of them have found a way to get a ticket.
I just don't think you're going to break down Costa Rica trying to dribble 1, 2, 3, 4 defenders. It's got to come from a turnover, or more importantly, quick two-touch passing and try to get in wide areas to open up the game. Too often tonight, the United States, particularly in the midfield, trying to break down Costa Rica on the dribble. There's just too many of them around you to do that.
Lovely ball into Arena that time. Guzman leaves it for Ruiz, who's barely wasted a pass so far. Just a clever prompter. Francisco Calvo is down on this occasion. Down to the sidelines again, and Julie Stewart-Binks.
Ian, U.S. assistant coach Dave Harrington says that the message is that they feel things have improved, that they have more momentum. They just need to keep pushing, especially in the final third. He said, expect us to make some changes soon.
As it is, Costa Rica are going to make one here, and they're going to bring on Johan Venegas, who scored the first goal, a deft header in the 4-0 win Costa Rica had against the USA back in November, coming on for his 39th cap. And it'll be in the place of Oviedo. I think he'll just go over to that left-hand side and play the same role. On comes Venegas, who plays for Minnesota United. Bradley. Find the ball for Pulisic he was looking for. It's all pretty congested and there's no way through the thicket. Josie Altidore, Christian Pulisic just breaks down with the youngster, just shows his frustration again there.
It's been a frustrating night for Christian Pulisic. He's had one or two moments, but very rarely have we seen him in his young career lose possession as easily as he has done tonight.
Johnny Costa's down there. He's just beginning to kick off a little as the verbals go on, and the referee's got his work cut out here.
Well, keep in mind, Josie Altidore is on a yellow. And so if this is the way Josie Altidore is going to get a yellow tonight and be suspended for the next one against Honduras.
Well, Acosta's not going to get up anytime soon. They've got one eye on the clock here now, Costa Rica. Altidore will be out of the Honduras game if he picks up a yellow. Oh, that's Pulisic, isn't it, with the challenge? Bad one.
Keep an eye on top of your screen here. Now that's just... You have to have a good understanding of the situation.
As Venegas, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. And Josie Altidore does get a yellow card, and he will miss the next game. So it's been that kind of night for the United States. Credit to Costa Rica on the road, frustrating United States in multiple ways.
And that just adds to the US's problems.
Well, and now if you're Josie Altidore, listen, you've got 10 plus minutes here. Make up for that silly reaction and get the tying goal.
Here's Venegas again. Round the corner from Guzman. US need that ball back and to exert some real telling pressure in the dwindling minutes. Salvatierra. They've used all their substitutes now, have Costa Rica. Bradley. Zusi. One of the problems really for the US tonight in the city that never sleeps is that the defense was rather asleep too often in that first half, during which Costa Rica took the lead. Cameron with a lovely ball through. Altidore, can he make it pay here? Oh, again Navas to the rescue. Another save from him, another vital one. There was the chance for the equalizer.
And this is really the only way you're going to break down Costa Rica, is to have one of your center backs step into the midfield and deliver a great ball forward. But how big has Keylor Navas been tonight? Two massive saves protecting that shutout on the road.
I wondered if that was the moment. It's a loose ball from Cameron there. Arena's in here. He can finish this argument. I think he has there. Arena 2, Costa Rica 2, and the USA in shreds tonight. And all that from a woeful pass out of defence, which has been a recurring theme in the US performance.
And while Keylor Navas will deserve a massive amount of credit of keeping the clean sheet on the road with two big saves, but the massive Costa Rica contingent here in Harrison, New Jersey has something to celebrate, and it has been Marco Arena, one of the more difficult tasks of playing up front by yourself with few touches. Well, guess what? He's had two touches, and both of them are in the back of the net. 2-0 on the road. Wow!
It's a shock scoreline. Haunted look on US faces. Back in trouble in this hex group. No question about it. But really, the US there were the architects of their own downfall. Presented the ball to Costa Rica. Guzman picks out Arena, simple as you like. 2-0, probably game over, barring something very, very dramatic in what time we've got left.
Well, the United States is trying to bring on Jordan Morris right now, and they handed in the substitution slip. It was originally for Christian Pulisic, but now it looks like, and the sub doesn't even get on.
Well, that's absolutely chaotic, isn't it?
Yeah, but the problem is, Ian, and I don't know because I'm up here, but the reality is there's been 3 or 4 substitution slips that have been handed in. Pulisic, not Pulisic. Everything has gone wrong for the United States tonight.
Susi to play it forward. Here is Pulisic, who's had a bit of a reality check, in all honesty, tonight after all the rave reviews.
He's not the only one.
Just sometimes his inexperience has shown tonight. It's going to be Susi who does come off to be replaced by the hero of the Gold Cup, Seattle Sounders, Jordan Morris, the 22-year-old. Now the striker on.
And the 4th official apologizes to the United States bench because he put up the wrong number when the right number was given. Just been that kind of night.
Just to repeat, it isn't terminal for the US chances of making it to the World Cup. But in a way, they've been handed a bit of a lesson tonight, and it could get worse because here's Borges. Venegas. Men free. Ruiz in a lot of space, maybe too much in the penalty area there. Calvo joining in. It's been a confident display, this, from Costa Rica.
But it's also been a disjointed one from the United States, Ian. You just said it best. Ruiz has had space. Yes, there's been bad giveaways, but the gap between the attacking players of the United States and the back 4 has been too big. And it's allowed Costa Rica the time for possession and the time to stall the game. It really has been a clinic put on by Costa Rica on how you play on the road in World Cup qualifying here in CONCACAF.
Know-how. Costa Rica currently top of the group. Mexico play later. They're on to 14 points. History shows that 15 does the job nearly always, although once Costa Rica back in 2009 got 16 points and didn't make it, and that was because the US equalized in the last minute through Jonathan Bornstein against them in the final game. Cost them the lot in the end. Now they lost a playoff afterwards against Uruguay.
Well, now it leaves you to wonder, what does he do Tuesday night in Bruce Arena? Because coming into this one, I felt like if they got a result, we may see the same type of formation that we saw at Azteca in Mexico with maybe 3 center backs, 5 in the back, trying to grind out a result. Do we see that? Or does the pressure build where Bruce Arena thinks, you know what, I'm not sure that's the mentality we want to go into Honduras. It's just been a sloppy performance tonight.
Well, I think all his
plans here in Red Bull Arena.
Taylor, I think all his plans for that, sorry to cut across you,
no, you're fine.
Are up in the air, aren't they, really?
Of course they are, and as they should be.
Pulisic off, not his night at all, in truth, to be replaced by Aliola. Paul Aliola, who was a shock selection in the Azteca. He started 4 of the last 5 US games, Aliola. Just transferred to DC United and has helped to transform their fortunes a little.
Well, and I also wonder, Ian, if Bruce Arena in Honduras says, you know what, I've got to go all domestic players because they've had the experience playing in CONCACAF Champions League. There's just a lot of questions over the next 48 hours before that game Tuesday.
Stand by for a big debate, maybe a big inquest as well. Morris trying to make progress. Wood. Nagby to Bradley. Oh, it nearly found its way through to Bobby Wood there, but nearly, and that's really been the story for the US. Sloppy at the back and not punchy enough going forward. They've kind of bounced off Costa Rica most of the time here. Free kick for the US. If they could get one now, it would set up a bit of a finish. I'm not worried about the 10 yards. I'm going to just get on with it, the US. Away by Waston. Here's Guzman, who was booked early on in the game, but has kept himself out of trouble nicely since then and had a good game in that midfield. Before this hex, the US had one home loss in 50 home World Cup qualifiers since the 1990 cycle. It's going to be 2 in this particular hex by the look of it. Mexico winning in the opening game 2-1 away, and now Costa Rica, the 2 top teams in the group, putting the US really to the sword. Reina's on a hat-trick and he's chasing this one too. He's not going to forget this night the San Jose Earthquakes striker, who's a teammate of Chris Wondolowski, who wasn't dressed tonight. He is in the squad, but didn't even make the bench for this particular game. Bradley forward towards Morris. Well, at times the US really found this like throwing darts at a mountain. Altidore, Morris cutting it back, and out of harm's way by Guzman. Here's the corner kick. Headed down and flicked on by Dempsey, looking for that big goal. Oh, now then, he might be in trouble for that. Was that an elbow on Johnny Acosta? Well, he's only got a yellow for it. That might have been red. There's the frustration boiling over. Just lost the plot for a moment there, Clint Dempsey. Well, check this out. Taylor, what do you think?
It's blatantly obvious, and we've seen it throughout the world. Watch the reaction right here from Clint Dempsey. We've seen this around the world. That elbow connects. I think he's lucky to get a yellow. He's extremely lucky that elbow does not connect to the face of the Costa Rican defender.
Looking at it again, probably yellow.
No, yellow's the right call.
Yeah, it was in the end.
But how often have you seen that mistakenly given a red because the referee's not in a position to see that?
Yeah, if the elbow had connected with the head, and it didn't.
But that's also that Seattle Sounders Vancouver Whitecaps rivalry that we've seen in Major League Soccer.
Nagbe plays a nice little 1-2 there. Good run from him here. Altidore, Waston to get it away. They've defended brilliantly here, Costa Rica. Salvatierra, it's not away yet though. Then Venegas. Play on, says the referee, surprisingly. Into stoppage time here, and it's surely way too late for the US, and this time the ball hits the referee. What more could go wrong for the US tonight? Guzman, it's the Costa Rican supporters, and a lot of them did get here despite the best efforts of the US soccer to make this feel like a genuine home match. There will be a few inquests about the choice of venue, no certain about that.
As there should be.
Yeah.
As there should be. It is absolutely ridiculous, in my opinion, to see that many Costa Rican flags in a 25,000 seat stadium right here at a home World Cup qualifier.
Ream gave the ball away, and again Guzman found a very good ball. It's Venegas, who Reina's waiting on the back post. They're looking to rub it in. It's a poor effort in the end from Venegas. Costa Rica don't worry about that now. Stoppage time. 2 goals to the good. They put on a polished, professional display here. This time they go long. Waston easy able to watch that. Nod it away. Borges. Round the corner, Urena. Well, they're doing this superbly. The flag stays down here. Tim Howard will get onto the scene on this occasion. Reduced to long, hopeful balls forward. Now, Dempsey. Hustled out of it. They've always seemed to have 2 or 3 men pressing around the ball every time the US have produced any kind of danger. You said you had a bad feeling about this game, Taylor.
I did, Ian. All morning long at lunch, a 14 game unbeaten streak, the unknown of what the crowd would be. You just had a feeling at some point, listen, it's sports. At some point, this run by Bruce Arena in the United States, adversity is going to show up. And it showed up tonight. And so now your backs are against the wall to qualify in the World Cup. And you can read percentages all you want, but percentages do not take into account. You have to go to Honduras. And now, the last game in the round of World Cup qualifying, you're going to have to get a result at Trinidad. This job's not over. And I just felt, I hate using the word, it wasn't complacency, but you sure felt it, Ian. You were on social media, you were looking at it, it just didn't feel right coming to the game tonight.
Hasn't turned out right either. Once Costa Rica got their noses in front in this game, you knew they'd be hard to pull back, and that is it. It is over. It's a historic win for Costa Rica, and at times it felt a bit like a home game for them. It's the first time they've won a World Cup qualifier in the US since 1985. Keylor Navas was a hero with a couple of key saves at vital moments, but the US, frankly, were outfought and outplayed. A late booking for Clint Dempsey, no history goal for him tonight to go out alone as the all-time record scorer. And that really has put the cat right back among the pigeons as far as the US are concerned in terms of qualifying for the World Cup, because Honduras, with their lead tonight in the ongoing game against Trinidad and Tobago, are going to pull level on points with them. And if they beat them on Tuesday at home in San Pedro Sula, well, what then? Let's go back to Bob Lee for the moment.
Well, Ian, a couple of things. Costa Rica, congratulations to them. They outplayed, schooled the United States. And the United States, Herc, Casey, an unmitigated, gold-plated, fully presented disaster on the evening, which has made it much more complex to qualify. It's not fatal. It's not near fatal, but it complicates everything. But the U.S. outplayed tonight.
Well, it's not fatal, but it does complicate things because CONCACAF is very forgiving. That's the only reason it's not fatal. They were outclassed, outperformed tonight. Costa Rica drew it up, and they performed it to a T. They wanted to disrupt the United States, cut off that rhythm, get physical, absorb pressure, and counter. They did that tonight.
They were out-competed at home. There's one thing about being outplayed. There's another thing with being outworked, outmuscled, second balls,
yep,
all across the board. Now what that does is that puts you in a position to make mental mistakes. Then you try to force balls out of the back because you're not having the possession, because you're not winning balls that you think you should win. Hey, Costa Rica had a game plan. They played it well. The U.S. played right into it.
Casey, let me ask you a question. Who's Costa Rica's playmaker?
Well, the playmaker is Brian Ruiz.
How many times did you see him on his backside?
Not one time.
Who is the playmaker for the United States men's national team?
Christian Pulisic.
How many times did we see him on his backside?
10 times.
And grabbing his ankle many times as well. They played.
But that's it, Bob. You don't get.
It's a message. It's a mentality.
You take the right to play. You don't. They're not. Costa Rica's not going to come in here and say, hey, just play us off the park. No, we're going to frustrate you. We're going to kick you. We're going to get numbers around the ball. We're going to get numbers in the back. We got a great goalkeeper. We know he can make a couple saves for us. And in the end, it just wasn't good enough.
What a job that man did. Keylor Navas, Real Madrid. Wow, 2 spectacular Galactico saves on the evening. Costa Rica taking it to the States. Much more coming your way from Harrison with college football at the top of the hour. This football, a lot of questions to ask and have answered.
Is your coffee spiked in the morning?
Spiked with genius juice.
I'm gonna walk off this show right now.
This is unbelievable.
Zip it, quiet.
First Take is on the move. Next stop, Dallas. Live for Giants Cowboys.
This crowd is so fired up.
Maybe I am a Dallas Cowboy fan because they make me laugh.
Eli Manning over every quarterback who ever lived.
First Take, live from Dallas. September 8th at 10 Eastern on ESPN.
Red Sox, Yankees, tomorrow at 7:30 on ESPN and streaming live on the ESPN app. Presented by Taco Bell.
Thanks, Adnan. We've got Utah State, Wisconsin top of the hour, but the questions continue. And we've got a chance to have a look at the goals and 2 of the best saves you'll ever see that were the centerpiece of Costa Rica's dismantling of the U.S. 2-0 tonight. 30th minute, Ruiz and the U.S. defense did not respond.
Well, you give him a chance to get his head up. He sees a great run.
Urania.
Urania just turns Tim Ream inside out. And then Casey right here.
Yeah, this is the case. Tim was high up, a little higher up the field. But then this is on a deflection. Keylor Navas does a phenomenal job of just reacting to the deflection. Arm, leg, somehow keeps it out.
That was one save. And the play continued, and this was the 82nd minute. Guzman's ball into Urania.
Jeff Cameron, unfortunate giveaway right there. Urania comes right back down the heart of the defense. Great shot, great finish for a second of the night.
Let's talk about what happens now. The United States remains on 8 points. Honduras, will up by 2 goals at this point on the road against Trinidad and Tobago, will go to 8 points. The match is in San Pedro Sula. The United States goes to Honduras on Tuesday. This is the new stadium. You haven't played it. I've been to the stadium, though. It's loud. The fervor surrounds you. This is going to be a very tough thing in Honduras for the United States to
Bob,
avoid.
That's an understatement.
Yeah. So the potential is there to come away maybe with 1 point, maybe with 0. Now you're talking near fatal because the 4th place team goes into a playoff.
Well, when it was hard before without this loss mounting, now it becomes extremely difficult. The mentality going in is you're thinking about this loss. Now you're thinking, I have to get these points. I have to play catch up. And that's a very difficult psyche for an athlete to have going in.
Well, you saw the mentality after the home loss to Mexico going down to Costa Rica. It was this heads hung low and kind of feeling sorry for themselves, and they got punished for it. Now you have to react to a bad result. You did not compete against a good team at home. You didn't earn the right to play against a good team who was organized. Now you're going to go into a hostile environment against a team that smells blood, that sees an opportunity.
So in the live standings of the Hex in CONCACAF, Costa Rica on top, Mexico still in action this evening, but Honduras leading. So they're on 8 points, assuming they win their match. The United States losing, still on 8, have to play in Honduras. More to come with the United States outplayed, out-hustled, and outclassed tonight by Costa Rica.
Going into battle without the best team? Bad fantasy. Drafting your team from anywhere? Good fantasy. Sign up now at ESPN.com/goodfantasy.
Sunday Night Baseball, Red Sox, Yankees, tomorrow at 7:30 on ESPN.
And so the road ahead towards Russia, many more bumps, speed bumps, potholes. Tuesday, down to Honduras. And I know coming into this match, Bruce Arena was feeling that perhaps he'd go with his domestic-based players who have experience playing in Honduras, not as European players because of climate. He's got some lineup decisions to make going down there in that tropical heat.
Well, no Josie Altidore, so do you bring in a Jordan Morris? Do you bring somebody with the ability to stretch that back line, put more pressure on that Honduras back line? Here's the great thing. It doesn't matter who. You just got outplayed at home. Usually it takes months to get another chance to crack it, another game. You get a couple days now.
Go with your best team. Go with the best team you can put out on the field that you think can get you a result. If
You're
that's
upset. You're upset
players.
about the effort that your national team put out. I can tell by that. Well, the match Tuesday will have a lot to say about what the remaining road will be towards Russia. The final, Costa Rica 2, USA 0. Utah State and number 9 Wisconsin upcoming. So long for all of us tonight in Harrison, New Jersey.